10 this week in the box office chart. In the hit parade, we have Chini Coom.
Now, bear in mind two things. Firstly, I've been away. Secondly, if this is an Eros film, then it would have been screened, but I've been away for 2 weeks, so I don't know. All I know it is an Amitabh Bachchan movie, and I think it's set in London. I think the plot is that he sets up a restaurant, but if somebody has seen it, please let us know, because I do think Amitabh Bachchan is a great, movie idol, so please give us a review of Chini Coom. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong if you've seen it.
Number 9 is Mr. Bean's Holiday. Number 8 is 28 Weeks Later,
which I really like, and I'm really enjoying the fact that it's done so well, because I think it's funny. Well, this will come up in a little bit, but the idea of making political movies that are preaching to the converted. Well, 28 Weeks Later is a political movie that is not preaching to the converted. It's playing to a mainstream audience. I think it's done really well. Good for it.
Number 7, Bridge to Terabithia.
So, John from the production team here, or I think our Lord and Master, said that apparently he went to see it and it went down really well. Now,
with his young children.
Yeah, exactly.
Just before taking them in to see 28 Weeks Later.
Yeah, my worry has always been that I think that as I know, something happens in the middle of Bridge to Terabithia that I think is out of kilter with the rest of the story, and I think that the movie hasn't quite earned the right to do it. But we have had many people say, look, I took my kids to see it, they were perfectly fine. And I do agree with the underlying point, which is that proper kids' entertainment should deal with terrible subjects like loss, tragedy, death, bereavement, all those sorts of things.
Whichever one of those might come up.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm using a whole load of them. So what I'm saying is, no, but you just need to be aware. I'm sorry, that this is something I do think is true. If you're a parent, you do need to know what you're taking your kids to see. And I'm sure that if you saw the trailer for Bridge to Terabithia, which just looks like hobbledy-gobbledy, hobbity-tosh, you would be slightly surprised by the film itself. But I have had many people tell me I have to go back and reassess it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and reassess it.
Thought you might. Number 6 is The Hitcher.
Well, nobody needed to remake The Hitcher. I have really fond memories of seeing The Hitcher first time. I mean, the remake is just like, it's a chase movie with nothing else going on. The first time I saw the Hitcher was in Cardiff. I've gone out to visit my brother, and I went to see The Hitcher, and it was absolutely wonderful. And I went straight back and saw it again the next day just to figure out whether it really was every bit as good as I thought it was. A really, really nihilistic thriller. And the remake is nothing like that.
Zodiac at 5?
I think it's a great, intelligent, smart movie. Didn't do good in America, presumably because it was, it's open-ended. And as you know, I mean, I'm not giving the ending away here. They didn't find the Zodiac killer, but I think it's a really intelligent movie. It's a serial killer movie that doesn't have a serial killer at the centre of it.
And it didn't do good in America.
It didn't do good in America, no, but it was, but it did gooder over here.
Where's it done goodest?
It's done goodest, I think, here, probably, right. Because here we are gooderist for it.
Paradise Lost at number 4.
Now, I was away, and I haven't been to see Paradise Lost. I have, however, read the outrage...
Could go and see it in your spare time.
Yeah, which spare time was that? The spare time that I had during half-term when I was looking at... No, I should have taken my kids with me to go and see the new torture porn movie, yeah. And can I just say, incidentally... I am utterly sick of reading articles about the rise of torture porn. You know what?
Is that what this is?
I don't know. I haven't seen the film, but people keep citing it in that. Keep saying, "Oh, the rise of these terrible movies." They're not terrible. I haven't seen Paradise Lost. I will go and see it. But the movies that people say like Hostel and the rest of it, they're not evil pernicious. They're just stupid. They're stupid adolescent rubbish. They've always been around. They're not, the end of civilization as we know it. Eli Roth's just a nitwit. I think he's a quite amiable nitwit, and I liked him very much.
I thought we quite liked him.
We did
when he came in. We told him. He was great.
Yeah, no,
but now we don't.
Cabin Fever, great.
Yes.
Hostel, And then since then, and the Tarantino thing, because he's in the new Tarantino movie, and he's briefly in it, and he and Tarantino become very good friends, and nitwit now. But there we go,
Spider-Man 3 at 3.
It's the summer of threequels, and... way too long, way too boring. You didn't enjoy it, even though you said you did.
Wedding Days at 2.
Didn't see it. Looking forward to it. Looks absolutely marvellous. I'm sure that Oscar Wilde had a hand in the script, and certainly the poster doesn't in any way remind me of all those post-American Pie movies.
Now, the UK's number 1's Pirates, of course, and...
It's what? It's Pirates.
It is.
If you can understand the dialogue, it's worse. If you can't understand, if you just... and then, Keith Richards... It would have been funnier. Or at least it would have been, passable. But when you can actually understand what they're saying, it's worse.
We should do a movie or two
Well,
no, actually, you should do a movie or two. How about Ocean's 13? I've seen the poster. There's lots of famous, lovely-looking people in it.
exactly. And in a way, having seen the poster, you don't really need to see. So the poster is, it's all those famous people looking really famous. Okay?
George and Brad.
When I was in Cannes, they showed Ocean's 13. They showed it on Thursday morning, and it was in the middle of a week of international cinema, like Romanian films about abortion and a Korean film about abduction and another film about suicide. No, good films, but
I'm sure.
So everyone went in thinking, hey, it's going to be 2 week kickback, right? 2 hour kickback. We're just going to sit there, we're just going to watch, and they're quite fun. The first Ocean's 11 was better than the original Ocean's 11. The remake of Ocean's 11. Ocean's 12 was awful. I mean, that was really, really awful. But Ocean's the first remake took something like $444 million. The second one, which was rubbish, took 350. So it's the math still adds up. So of course we're going to get Ocean's 13. So we all went in a really, really good mood. And a review came out just after that, I think the next day in the Times. It said, hey, it's great, it's 4 stars, great. And bless him, I know the guy who wrote the review, I think, is a very smart guy. He wasn't reviewing the film, he was reviewing the fact that it was Thursday. And we were all going home the next day, because nothing else can explain a positive review of Ocean's 13, because it's all over the shop. The story, for what there is Reuben. You remember the Reuben character in the old guy, okay? At the beginning of the movie, he's in bed, he's very sick, because he has been wronged by an evil character played by Al Pacino. Al Pacino is on board, because the movie's produced by Jerry Weintraub. And Jerry Weintraub, who incidentally produced Cruising, the William Friedkin film Cruising, which is a great film, just been restored, premiered in Cannes, absolutely great. Jerry Weintraub knows everybody, so he says, "Hey, I want Al Pacino to be the sort of the new person in the Ocean's movies, but he's not the 13th cog in the wheel in the cog. What's it? Cog in the machine. The 13th person is Andy Garcia, who kind of was the bad guy before, but now sides with the good guys, who they're going to get their own back on Al Pacino and sort him out." Here's the main problems with Ocean's 13, and let me say at the beginning, it's not as bad as Ocean's 12, but really very few things would be as bad as Ocean's 12. It's way too long, and I went in there thinking, come on, let's kick back, let's relax, let's have fun, let's have the famous people doing the fun stuff, all that kind of thing, great. And when there's the moment which is in the trailer, in which Andy Garcia says, George Clooney says, are you ready? And Andy Garcia says, I was born ready. And George sort of looks and he rolls his eyes. So that moment is in the trailer, and it is the whole film. The whole film
is that the best bit of the film?
It is, and really is, and it's in the trailer. And all it is it's a collection of very, very famous people being very famous in very short bursts in Las Vegas. Now, a number of things about this. Firstly, if truth be told, Las Vegas needs to be wiped from the face of the earth because it is an evil abomination and bad and a blight upon mankind. Obviously, that's why Mike Figgis's film Leaving Las Vegas is so great. The only way to make a film about Las Vegas is to hate the place. It's foul. Point 2. This is not a film. This is a guest list. Okay? This is what it is. Jerry Weintraub's the producer. Jerry Weintraub used to organise concerts for Elvis, and any man who organised concerts for Elvis is okay in my book. He also produced Cruising, and that's how he's friends with Al Pacino. Although Al Pacino won't talk about Cruising for reasons which you have to see the film itself to fully understand. But what we're meant to applaud is, look who he got. He got Brad back. He got the other guy back. He got Andy Garcia. He got Al Pacino. And then, here we go, right? I'm kind of alright. It's perfectly fine. He's got all these people. It is rubbish. It's going to be too long. And then the black hole comes in. It's like, that bit in Armageddon where you can feel it rumbling from something really bad is coming, right? And the camera starts going behind somebody. There's a new character going to be introduced, right? They turn around. It's Julian Sands!
No.
Yes!
He's not one of the...
That's the whole film. It's like watching it. Shwoom! It's like you go through the anti-gravity thing and suddenly, look, Julian Sands has got work again.
I haven't seen him for years.
No, I know. I thought he'd gone through...
He was eaten by a spider.
Yes, several times. So here, right, I'm in Las Vegas with Julian Sands.
Oh, bless him.
I'm sweating. I'm losing half my body weight through my palms. Right, I gave 4 stars rather than 5 stars to Leaving Las Vegas, which I loved as a film. Somebody said, why didn't you give it 5 stars? Well, because Julian Sands is in it. He's only in it for like 12 minutes, but you have to take a star off for that. And now here he is back again. So fine. That's it. And then it goes on for way too long. And, on a serious point, Ellen Barkin is treated very badly in this film. The whole point about Ellen Barkin is she's a character who's sort of maligned for the fact that she's an older woman who has this nymphomaniacal lust for Matt Damon, who appears to be wearing the stick-on nose that Nicole Kidman won the Oscar with in The Hours, when she plays Virginia Woolf. Honk. This is, the comedy nose, and there's a lot of stuff made about the comedy nose, but he puts a little bit of spray on, presumably blue Stratos or something, and he walks in the room, and Ellen Barkin can't stand up for falling down because she's so overcome with lust for Matt Damon. No. And then the film drags on, and then 2 hours later it stops. And
That or Pirates?
Pardon me?
That or
Oh,
Pirates?
well, that obviously. I mean, because there are at least some bits in it that are not completely rubbish, and it is better than Ocean's 12.